Well, a happy Thanksgiving to you. Thanks for finding us here on YouTube. I'm meteorologist John Dawson, and this is the special Thanksgiving edition of our Tropical Update, where we dive in and look at what's happening in the tropics, usually the Atlantic Basin. Sometimes we check out the Pacific as well, but it's Thanksgiving. I'm focused on just the Atlantic today, and glad you found us here on YouTube. We make the claim of being here every day of hurricane season, even if it's a national holiday. And that's what we're doing today. And really not a lot of big changes going on in the Atlantic, in the fact that the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean and the western portions of the Atlantic, nice and quiet. It's been that way for a couple of days, but the National Hurricane Center is kind of looking at a spot way out in the Atlantic. There's kind of an old boundary here of a front where this area of low pressure is located. And over the next several days, it's going to continue to kind of ride right along that boundary of where we are. And you can almost see just a little bit of that rotation that's taking place with that low that's sort of trying more or less to develop. And as it does so, as it kind of moves over the next couple of days, again, you can see over the next 2 days, relatively low, 20% chance of tropical cyclone formation. But over the next 7 days, kind of increases a little bit to 40. So a subtropical storm or a tropical storm is certainly a possibility. As mentioned, a 40% probability that that would happen. But as it continues to move to the north, and again, the orange shading here is where we expect that to potentially happen. The further north it moves, the cooler the waters are going to be, and that would help sort of keep things from forming. So it decreases its probabilities. It makes it harder when you have those colder waters instead of warmer water. So this is kind of the spot that's being monitored right now. We're thankful to be approaching the end of hurricane season, and while we certainly could see something form outside of hurricane season, it's most likely that we see any formations within these 6 months out of the year. Starts all the way from June 1st and ends on the 30th of November. We're getting ever so close to that as we are inching away now almost to the end. And again, you can see how that amount of activity decreases so much once we get to this part of the year. And I know it's maybe a little bit hard to make out just a little bit, but our color codes here indicate that that very darkest of red would be major hurricanes, and then a little bit in the middle there of hurricanes. And if you look really close, we've kind of gotten out of the darkest of red, where we're not even expecting to see major hurricanes for sure, and we're even getting approaching to the end when we even see a hurricane. So whatever might be left would be a tropical storm or a tropical depression, and again, could certainly form in December, but it looks like we're certainly getting to the end of when we would expect to see any sort of formation. Hey, I'm glad you're finding us here on YouTube. If you want to see my accounts on YouTube, if you'll search in YouTube for meteorologist John Dawson, it's a great way to find my hurricane preparedness items, the hurricane gear test, those segments that I produce. Great to be thinking about that during the off season. So again, meteorologist John Dawson, how you search in YouTube to find my YouTube account. And then if you'll want to find me on Instagram, which is where I'm most active, on the other social media, all three of these, I'm at John Dawson, Fox 40 Cents. So it'd be great to connect, kind of see where you are, what's happening in your world. Maybe you're somewhere else in the world and not the United States, or maybe not even Southeast Texas here, where Fox 26 is located in Houston. Again, it would be great to connect with you. So thanks for checking in with us every day, and we'll be back again tomorrow with the latest on the tropics.